Children, welcome to my online classes. I hope you all are doing well. In today's session, I am going to deal with the first chapter from the main course book, The New Buzzword. Hope you will enjoy and understand this video. So, my children, let us begin George's secret key to the universe. Let me speak a few words about the book. George's Secret Key to the Universe is a thoroughly enjoyable and informative novel about the boy George's friendship and adventures with a scientist named Eric, his daughter Annie, and Cosmos, the most amazing computer in the world. This book provides a grand and funny adventure that explains fascinating information about our universe, including author Hawking's ideas about black holes. It's the story of George, who was taken through the vastness of space by scientists, his daughter, and his supercomputer named Cosmos. This book will take the reader on all across the ride through the space to discover the mysteries of our universe. I am introducing children to the basic of astronomy. If I speak about the authors, I'll say George's Secret Key to the Universe is a collaborative work of Stephen Hawking and Lucy Hawking. Stephen Hawking, as you know, was a brilliant theoretical physicist, cosmologist, and author. He generally considered to have been one of the world's greatest thinkers. Lucy Hawking is an English journalist, novelist, and educator. She is the daughter of Stephen Hawking and writer Jane Wilde Hawking. She is the co-author of the book George's Secret Key to the Universe series. She lives in London and is best known as a children's novelist and science educator. Now let us go through the characters at a glance. There are four main characters in this story: George, Eric, Annie, and Cosmos. Let me begin with George. He is a little boy with enough aspirations and dreams. He is so curious to do adventurous things. The second character is Eric. Eric, a neighbor of George, seems to be a simple person but a great and brilliant scientist with high intellect and caring nature. He knows how to use the scientific knowledge in a proper way and for the good of humanity. The third character is Annie. Annie is the daughter of Eric. The fourth character is a supercomputer that can do any incredible things. Dear friends, it's always interesting to go through the background of the story to get into the real mood of the story. So let us see what is the background of the story. There was a boy named George who had a mother, dad, and a pet pig named Freddy. George's parents did not like the technology or science because they thought that technology and science would destroy the world. They are extreme technostress. George was bored at home and wanted a computer more than anything else in the world. They didn't allow George to have a computer, to bring soda, and to watch TV. One day, George's pet pig, Freddy, escaped, and George was doing his best not to let know his parents that the pig had once again shown his disappearing nature. George ran after Freddy and finally found Freddy in the kitchen of the abandoned house next door. The pig was happily drinking the grape soda. So George went inside the house to get his pet. He found out that the house was not abandoned and the girl called Annie lived there with her father Eric. George's neighbors were Eric and Annie. Inside the house, there were many books and notebooks filled with scientific information. The thing that fascinated George the most was Eric's special computer, Cosmos. Now let us go into the chapter in detail. The story starts in a way when George, a small boy, entered into an abandoned house. Already I told, in search of his pet. But after entering the house, he found there a girl named Annie and her father Eric. The house was messy, but George found some interesting thing inside the house. So it attracted him. He saw a glossy computer over there. Suddenly he found that the computer can speak. He was much surprised because he had not seen before any computer that can speak or talk. Eric told that is his computer, and the computer introduced himself as the most powerful computer. It told that maybe in future there could be much powerful computer, but at present or in the past there was not such a computer like Cosmos. Cosmos also told that I am even smarter than Eric. In proof, he said that he can compute billions of numbers within nanosecond. He can compute millions of stars, comets and galaxies. Eric asked Cosmos to show George how the stars born. Cosmos was ready for that, but he gave a task to George. What was the task, children? George had to take an oath before the Cosmos showed him how the stars born. The oath was the oath of the scientist. So George loudly read the oath. Children, now I am reading it for you. I swear to use my scientific knowledge for the good of humanity. I promise never to harm any person in my search for enlightenment. Here enlightenment means understanding or knowledge about the universe. I shall be courageous and careful in my quest for greater knowledge about the mysteries that surround us. I shall not use scientific knowledge for my own personal gain or give it to those who seek to destroy the wonderful planet on which we live. If I break this oath, may the beauty and wonder of the universe forever remain hidden from me. See, in the oath it is written that whatever he will learn from the science, that he will use only for the goodness of humanity. He will not use those scientific things for his own benefit or for destroying any kind of human things. That means the science which he will learn will be only used for the beneficial of mankind. So George had taken the oath. After that, Annie, George, Eric, they all sat together in a sofa and Cosmos started to show them how the stars born. A bright light came from Cosmos' screen. After that, in the middle of the room, a virtual window was created. What is that? A virtual window was created. The light disappeared and they all can see only a window in the middle of the room. Only one window they can see. Behind the window, George saw that there is no house, there is nothing. He can see the darkness of universe. Only that darkness he was able to see. He can also see millions of bright stars over there. Tiny things which were bright stars. So basically an image of universe or the sky covered with tiny stars were behind the window created by cosmos. Very nice, no? It was not a real window, it was a virtual window. But in the bottom corner of the window there was a patch of total darkness or dark patch of cloud. Then Eric zoomed the image and then they could see that this dark patch is originally the mixture of dust and cloud. When they saw very clearly, they understood that is a dust and cloud. Yeah, children, it was dust and cloud. He also saw that tiny particles of dust and cloud, there are millions of particles, they are all together. So many particles were there, millions of particles. They were spinning round and round. But when it was spinning round and round, it was not getting bigger. Though the particles were coming inside, it was not getting bigger, rather it was getting smaller and smaller. That's a specialty. It was not getting bigger, but it was getting smaller and smaller. But it seems that the particles are coming, but it becomes swinged and it becomes smaller in size. This is known as nuclear explosion. So in front of them, nuclear explosion, it was that they were seeing this nuclear explosion. When this ball of dust and gases or the clouds, they just spin around, round and round, the power or the energy of gas, it just splitted, and the main part, it just connected with each other, or you can say that it made a solid form. After the nuclear explosion, all these gases vanished. See, before that there was these gases, but after the explosion, no gas, everything vanished. In the middle portion, it becomes brighter and brighter, and at the last it took a shape of star. Middle, they saw the bright star. George even could feel the hotness of the star. In that window they were seeing, but they were able to experience the hotness of that star. He thought that it is the sun. So in this way, Cosmos showed him how the star created. He knows that, George knows that sun is also a star. You also know, na? Yes, sun also is a star. So this is the creation of sun, or the process of the creation of the sun. And Cosmos told that in this way all the stars are created in the universe. When George asked that, do these stars stay forever? Then Cosmos replied, nothing is there forever. That means after a creation, after a certain time, maybe millions and millions of years, these stars will also be vanished from the universe. In this way, this story ends. Okay, children, hope you all understood this lesson. Now you read this lesson and learn these words' meanings. 5 words are given: gulped, shot across, boasted, glare, tingly. So these are 5 words that meanings. Use it and study. Okay. Thank you, children.